Alright, so this is another video I'm going to do just in case. I had a problem with my ABS traction and all that crap. I already replaced a ABS sensor, which is right here. Didn't do anything. So my next option would be to replace the hub assembly, which has a tone ring, which detects the speed of the wheel based off of the magnets that it holds on the ring. So I'm gonna just do a quick tutorial on how to take it off. This shouldn't be a video that's gonna take too long, but just in case, I'm gonna make it a video because I don't want to do it as short and then not give enough information. So to begin with, take off the wheel, take off the caliper, take off the brake pads if it focuses, and then take off the bracket, which I've already pretty much done. I'm just missing that bolt down there, and then once I've taken that off, I'll come back as well. And all right, I have my caliper bracket out. I can now also take the rotor off. By the way, I am going to be using power tools, but you can do this with the most common hand tools. As long as you have a breaker bar, you should be okay. If you don't, make sure you get one, because there's going to be a lot of stuff in your car that might need breaking loose. And if not, also a WD-40 help a little bit. So we're going to place the rotor against the wall here. As I watched on TRQ's video, we had to remove this back one, remove this bottom one, remove this one, and then this should be able to swing forward. Don't remove the bar, because it actually allows us to move it forward for now. We won't need to remove it till later on, and then we remove the spindle. So be right back once I've at least loosened the bolts up and kind of showed you how it is. As you can see, I'm going to be doing a voiceover over this section. I grabbed my jack handle because it's the best tool anyone can have. I know it's called like ratchet mechanics or backyard mechanics or whatever, but it's the best tool. Make sure you get one. It's always cool. As you can see here, I'm just taking off that bolt. I'm gonna kind of speed run this part. You know what? Let's grab the tugga machine. So as you can see, I remove it, not all the way, just enough for it to not interfere. On top here, 10mm little bracket for the brake. Little 10mm for the brake. You might want to keep them all split to where they go. 19mm socket. Boom, there you go. Give yourself a little more leverage. Your ABS, you might want to throw it somewhere that's not gonna get too... You can have two of these, or you can have a wrench. Let me make sure this is on the off. All right, and I just gotta crank it. All right, and I'm just gonna use power tools to make my life easier, but you guys can keep wrenching at it. Remember, I'm not taking them all out. I'm first gonna just kind of like position them for them to come out, but use your legs, not your back. All right, it came loose. I loosened them up. Now I'm just gonna use my trum machine. There we go. Yeah, that might take you quite a bit. That should took me a while, and I was using a power tool. Look at the size of that thing. Now here's another view. This is out. This is somewhat out. And this bottom one is completely out. Before I take that, I'm going to take the spindle nut out just in case the whole thing does come forward. It already has it loose. 1/2-inch drive, 32mm socket. And there. And as you can see, oh, right, it's moving. All right, let me put my car in gear in a minute. Be right back. If you have a manual, put it in gear. Actually, if you want, you can loosen it up before you get to this step. As you can see, spindle nut. You can do that before you remove the caliper bracket and the caliper, so that way you can have your brakes. So now let's take everything off and replace it. Back here is where the two bolts are to remove it. Those two that you need access to, which is why you need to drop it. But now, don't take the bolts out of the top one. Take the bolts out of the bottom ones completely. And yeah, take off your ABS sensor if you can. It's simple. It's a simple 8mm that's right there, and that's it. And if you want, you can take it off of here by pulling on it with a little rubber. This, you can take it off if you want more space. Recommended take it off because the guy who I watched at TRQ didn't take it off, and it made it more of a hassle just having it hanging than just moving it away. You can always clean it with electric parts cleaner or whatever. All right, so let's get to the annoying process of removing everything. I'm gonna remove this bolt. Alright, so that's out. Alright, now we're gonna take this off. So it's this bolt right here. You gotta remove the bottom one, not the top one. Alright, and it's loose. Tugga, tugga, tugga. Always comes in clutch. Alright, now you should be able to push this. If not, if you can't push it that easily, like that, make sure you grab your crown nut. You screw it kind of like this to like around like sort of this point where the whole thing is flat. Or if you want to be even safer, like a little bit ahead, and then just hammer it till when to the moment where that comes out. And then of course you want to remove this last bolt up here, so that way the whole thing can release forwards. Alright. This whole thing should be loose by now. I just need to make sure that, oh, there you go. Damn, that had some tension. Okay. Then you should be able to just kind of push the CV out and push this forwards, and boom, shakalaka. Well, now I know why, let's just say I had issues with my ABS. So yeah, maybe my sensors weren't completely off. Oh, yay. But yeah, that was my issue. If you need to remove the hub itself, the 4 bolts, and then you get this one and you put the 4 bolts, and then that's it. So yeah, I'll fix my issue, but you guys can fix yours also. It's going in like that. So actually, before I forget, we do gotta lubricate. I'm just putting just enough for it to like go in without an issue and not squeak or do any dumb stuff in the future. So this one goes down here. This one needs to come up. I mean, not come up, come down. You need to flip like a little bit this way. There you go. Where is it? Up there. There we go. Should be plenty.
Alright, instead of boring you guys with the whole thing, do everything I did to take it off backwards to put it back on. So you would put the 2 lower control arm bolts, then you put the sway bar bolt, then you put the one on top of the sway bar. And it's just simple, like put everything back essentially. I'm just gonna put some music for the rest of this, but it should be pretty simple. Basically, I didn't end up recording this last few steps, but all you gotta put is the rotor, caliper, and everything back together. Anti-seize on the rotor, and just make sure you get everything right.